Hello, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Salini, and my research is about farmer decision making around soil conservation practices and the impact of climate change. Australian Australian soils face many challenges and it's declining in soil health. However, there is a lack of adoption of soil conservation practices. Um, while the problems are clear, the solutions are a bit more complex. My research aims to shed light on what factors impact farmers' decision making when it comes to soil health practices. In specifically, I look at what are the gaps that are in the current soil conservation literature. Um, what's the impact of farmer identity in their decision making? And how do farmers' perception of climate risk impact their decision making? And what is the impact of climate change on future wheat yields? To do this, I started with a systematic literature review and I conducted statistical estimations. I was very lucky to be able to use the social benchmarking survey conducted by Dr. Hannah-Beth Luke and her team. Currently, I'm using CSIRO climate forecast to predict wheat yields in the future. One of the main things I found in my research is that most economic studies have overlooked non-economic factors. And like Dr. Catherine mentioned, when it comes to human decision making, it's important to go beyond external factors and we need to look at internal drivers such as personal values and goals. So when I looked into these, I found three distinct farmer identities, which are productivist, conservationist, and civic-minded. And as the name suggests, productivist, a farmer with a strong productivist identity value profit and yield. For conservationists, they value environmental sustainability. And those with a strong civic-minded personality value being influential in the society and having an impact on people. I found that these can independently affect their decision making, but they're moderated by risk. So, what that implies is even if a farmer wants to adopt soil conservation practices, if they're highly risk averse, they may not do so. The other thing my research found was that there was a lack of connection between climate risk perception and the adoption of soil conservation practices. So there seems to be a risk action gap. And what this could imply is that what farmers and experts prioritize as climate adaptation strategies are not necessarily the same. The other influential factors that I found that affect farmer decision making were attending trainings, demonstrations, and farm walks, the rainfall zone in which they lie in, and the state to which they belong. So I looked at New South Wales, Western Australia, South Australia. So those things are important. The level of risk aversion turned out to be extremely significant when making soil health adoption decisions. And the level of formal education and the general innovation attitude. This leads us to the policy implications. Farmers can be empowered through more access to training, demonstrations, and farm walks. There, they have the opportunity for knowledge sharing between each other and also other professionals. There is an opportunity to develop more risk management strategies. For example, the US is currently having insurance programs for farmers who adopt soil conservation practice, and that can increase the level of safety and also promote adoption. Targeted support can be provided based on on-farm characteristics such as which rainfall zone that they lie in, and climate forecasts can be included in agricultural policies, and more adaptation measures could be promoted to encourage adoption. So By combining all these findings, I believe that farmers will be able to make better informed decisions around soil health practices in a changing climate. Thank you.